What if the most powerful signal she sends doesn't come from her words, but from one small touch on your arm? Introduction. When she touches your arm, it's not just casual. Understanding the unspoken. At first glance, when a woman touches your arm, it might seem like a simple, friendly gesture, but in truth, it's rarely ever just that. In psychology and real-world interaction, physical touch, especially from women, is often a subtle but strategic form of communication. It serves multiple functions: testing for attraction, building a sense of closeness, and quietly assessing your level of confidence or awareness. Here's the important part. If you ignore this signal, if you dismiss it as something insignificant, you might be missing a clear indication of genuine interest. In today's world, where so much is communicated without words, learning to recognize these quiet signals isn't just helpful. It's essential. So the next time it happens, ask yourself, is this random? Or is she speaking in a language most men never learn to hear? Let's decode what's really happening, one signal at a time. Part 1. Testing the waters. Why her touch isn't random. She's running a silent test. The subtle experiment begins. Imagine this. You're mid-conversation. You crack a light-hearted joke, and she laughs, then gently places her hand on your arm. It seems casual, but it's more than that. What just happened isn't an accident. It's a deliberate, low-risk signal, a psychological test to measure how you respond. What she's really doing, when a woman touches your arm in moments like this, she's testing the waters. Not with words, but with body language. She's checking for one thing. Are you emotionally open, or emotionally closed? Your reaction, whether you lean in, freeze, smile, or subtly move away, gives her instant feedback. And the best part? She doesn't need a verbal answer. Your body speaks volumes. Small diamond strategic implication. Why this matters. This is the first layer of nonverbal communication where attraction quietly begins. She's not asking directly, she's observing. And it's not about perfection, it's about presence. If you remain calm, grounded, and present, she feels safe continuing the interaction. Small diamond conclusion. Awareness is power. These subtle touches aren't random. They're like quiet experiments, her way of reading your energy without confrontation. The key is not to overanalyze, but to become aware. Because when you understand why she's testing, you begin to play the game of attraction with clarity, not confusion. Part 2. Building connection. When she feels safe, she reaches out, literally. Touch as a signal of safety. When a woman feels emotionally connected, her body naturally reflects it. One of the most telling signs? Physical touch, especially when it happens without hesitation or agenda. Small diamond core insight, mirroring and comfort. In psychology, mirroring behavior is a universal indicator of connection. When someone starts to mirror your gestures, tone, or energy, it means they feel psychologically safe. Touch is the most advanced level of that non-verbal mirroring. If she's touching your arm during conversation, it likely means one thing. She enjoys your presence and feels aligned with you emotionally. Small diamond strategic implication. The progression of closeness. Frequent and consistent touches over time suggest more than friendliness. They reflect a growing sense of trust, comfort, and perhaps unspoken emotional intimacy. The closer she feels, the less guarded her body language becomes. Small diamond conclusion. Touch is connection, not coincidence. In essence, touch isn't just physical, it's relational. It bridges the invisible gap between two people. And when it shows up repeatedly, it's one of the clearest signs that the bond is quietly deepening. Part 3. Emphasizing a point. When her touch becomes a nonverbal exclamation mark. Small diamond introduction. Touch is communication, not coincidence. In everyday conversations, words carry meaning, but touch carries emotion. When a woman lightly places her hand on your arm while making a statement, she's not just adding emphasis, she's making sure you feel the importance of what she's saying. Small diamond core insight, a physical highlight. Think of it like punctuation in body language. Just as we use an exclamation mark to stress a point in writing, she uses touch to highlight a moment in real time. It's subtle, but neurologically effective. Physical contact draws your attention to her words, not just her presence. This signals more than just interest in the topic. It shows emotional engagement, a desire for mutual presence, for being seen and heard. Small diamond strategic implication, attention anchoring. When she touches you mid-sentence, she's anchoring your attention, pulling you back into the moment if your focus drifts. It's a practical strategy. She wants you to remember this moment. Whether it's a personal story, a shared laugh, or a vulnerable truth, it matters to her that you're fully present. Small diamond conclusion, meaning beneath the gesture. Her touch isn't just about proximity, it's about priority. She's not only speaking with words, she's speaking with intention. And if you're tuned in, you'll realize the moment she touches you is often the moment she wants you to remember. Part 4. Subconscious flirting. When her body speaks before her mind does. Small diamond introduction, attraction without awareness. Sometimes, a woman touches your arm and doesn't even realize why. It's not calculated, it's instinctive. Her body is speaking before her mind catches up. Small diamond core insight, flirting that flies under the radar. This is what psychologists call subconscious signaling, when subtle behaviors emerge from emotions we haven't fully processed. In this case, casual, repeated touches signal underlying attraction that may not yet be fully conscious to her. Her gestures are not rehearsed, they're felt. In many cases, this kind of subconscious flirting is more honest than words. The body rarely lies, especially in moments of emotional arousal or subtle desire. Small diamond strategic implication. How to read between the lines. If you notice these light, frequent touches over time, don't ignore them. They often represent a deeper signal. I feel drawn to you, even if I haven't said it yet. The wise move is not to confront, but to stay aware. Respond with presence, not pressure. Small diamond conclusion. Listen to what's unspoken. Attraction doesn't always announce itself directly. More often, it shows up in the quiet language of repeated gestures, shared space, and subconscious touch. If you can read that language, you'll start seeing what most men miss. Part 5. Seeking physical closeness. When she touches you to feel closer, not just friendly. Small diamond introduction, the science behind the touch. Physical touch isn't just a gesture, it's a biological trigger. When a woman touches your arm, even briefly, something powerful happens inside her brain. Oxytocin is released, known as the bonding hormone. Oxytocin deepens feelings of connection and trust. Small diamond core insight. Why small touches matter. Even the lightest touch can shift the emotional tone of an interaction. It makes the moment feel more intimate, more personalized, and significantly more memorable. She may not even realize why the touch feels meaningful, but biologically, it's reinforcing her attachment to you. This is not manipulation, it's nature. Human beings form connection through skin-to-skin contact long before we ever speak. Small diamond strategic implication. Pay attention to the frequency. If she touches you repeatedly throughout a conversation, it's not just comfort, it's chemistry. She's building emotional closeness, one gesture at a time. The more often it happens, the stronger the subconscious bond she's trying to reinforce. Small diamond conclusion. Closeness is a silent language. Physical closeness isn't about proximity, it's about emotional alignment. And touch is how she silently says, I want to feel closer to you. If you're aware, you'll not only notice these moments, you'll respond to them with presence. And maybe even intention. Part 6. Recapturing your attention. When her touch says, come back to me. Small diamond introduction. Attention is a form of respect. In any meaningful conversation, presence matters more than words. If a woman senses that your attention is drifting, even slightly, she may respond with a subtle yet effective cue. A light touch on your arm. Small diamond core insight. Touch as a realignment tool. This isn't random, it's a physical underline. A non-verbal way of pulling you back into the moment. Think of it as a gentle nudge that says, "Hey, I'm still here. Stay with me." It's how emotionally attuned people re-establish connection without confrontation. In essence, she's using body language to guide your focus, not demand it. Small diamond strategic implication. Why this gesture matters. These small gestures tell you what she values, not just being heard, but being truly seen and engaged. And if she uses touch to recapture your focus, she's invested, emotionally present, and hoping you are too. In that moment, your ability to recognize and respond with presence becomes a test of emotional intelligence. Small diamond conclusion. Respect her cue. Don't miss the moment. When she reaches out, even briefly, it's not interruption, it's invitation. Invitation to listen deeper. Because in relationships, the people who make the effort to re-engage us are often the ones worth paying closer attention to. Part 7. Gauging your response. She's watching your reaction, more than you think. Small diamond introduction. The touch is only half the message. When a woman touches your arm, that moment isn't just about her action, it's about your reaction. What you do next tells her everything she needs to know. Small diamond core insight. The silent feedback loop. Whether you lean in, freeze, smile, or subtly pull away, she's observing. This is a feedback loop in real time. If you appear comfortable and open, she feels safe to move closer. If you stiffen or retreat, she may interpret that as hesitation or lack of interest. These micro-responses aren't just body language, they're emotional data. And she's reading them with remarkable sensitivity. Small diamond strategic implication. What it means for you. Understanding this moment gives you an advantage. You don't need to overact. You simply need to be present, calm, and aware. Emotional attunement isn't about control, it's about consistency between your words, your energy, and your physical cues. Small diamond conclusion. Every reaction sends a signal. Attraction is a dialogue, and not all of it is verbal. When she initiates touch, she's not just reaching out, she's inviting clarity. Your response tells her whether to move forward or hold back. Part 8. Invitation to escalate. When her touch says, "Make a move," without a word. Small diamond introduction. More than just contact. Not every touch is casual. Sometimes, it's a signal, a subtle, strategic cue. And if you're not paying attention, you might miss it completely. Small diamond core insight. The hidden invitation. When a woman initiates repeated or lingering touch, it often isn't random. This behavior can be her way of communicating something deeper. I trust you. I'm comfortable with you. And sometimes, it's okay to take the next step. It's a non-verbal green light, rooted in emotional safety and shared tension. Small diamond strategic implication. How to read the signal. The key isn't to rush, it's to recognize context. Is she maintaining eye contact? Smiling subtly? Laughing more easily? These layers add clarity to what the touch is really saying. Psychology tells us, people escalate emotionally before they escalate physically. Touch is often the bridge. Small diamond conclusion. Timing over force. A confident man doesn't chase, he reads the moment. Her touch may be an invitation, but it's your presence, not pressure, that makes the difference. When the connection is right, the next move feels natural, not forced. Part 9. She's testing your emotional intelligence. Why her touch is really a test, and what smart men understand instantly. Small diamond introduction. More than just attraction. When a woman touches your arm, it's not always about physical chemistry. Sometimes, it's a subtle test, not of strength, but of emotional depth. The question isn't, do you like her? It's, can you read between the lines? Small diamond core insight. Emotional cues are the real language. Physical touch can act like an emotional IQ test. She wants to know, can you sense when something shifts in the air between you? Do you respond with attunement, or just default charm? Emotionally intelligent men don't just react, they read. Women, especially mature, emotionally aware women, gravitate toward this awareness. Small diamond real-world psychology. Why this test works. Studies show emotional intelligence is one of the top traits women value in long-term partners. It signals maturity, presence, and relational safety. In a world full of men trying to impress, the one who listens without words stands out. Small diamond conclusion. Presence over performance. So the next time she lightly touches your shoulder or brushes your hand, pause. Not to analyze, but to connect. Because the man who gets it doesn't just pass the test. He makes her feel seen. And in today's world, that's rare and unforgettable. Part 10. She wants to create a private moment in public. Why her touch in a crowd speaks louder than words. Small diamond introduction. A signal hidden in plain sight. Have you ever noticed that she only touches your arm when you're surrounded by others? That's not random. That's intentional. In a room full of noise, distractions, and people, she's choosing to create a quiet moment. Just for you. Small diamond psychological insight. The micro bubble of connection. That brief, subtle touch? It's her way of carving out intimacy in public. It says, even here, I see you. This kind of touch becomes a shared secret, unspoken, yet emotionally rich. It builds rapport without drawing attention, just enough to make you feel chosen. Small diamond strategic power. Why this works so well. In today's world of constant stimulation, most people are starved for genuine connection. That small gesture cuts through the noise. Especially for men in their 30s to 60s, who value presence over performance. This lands deeply. It's not about seduction. It's about recognition. Small diamond conclusion. Intimacy without isolation. She doesn't need to say anything. That touch speaks volumes. You're not just part of the crowd. You're her focus in it. And in a world where attention is scattered, being someone's anchor, even for a moment, is rare, magnetic, and unforgettable. Conclusion. The silent signal that speaks volumes. The hidden power of a simple arm touch. Small diamond understanding the unspoken. In human connection, subtlety often speaks louder than words. When a woman touches your arm, it's rarely accidental, it's a signal, not just a gesture. Behind that brief contact could be interest, curiosity, reassurance, or even an invitation. Small diamond. How to interpret it wisely. To truly understand, you must consider the context, observe her body language, and, most importantly, trust your emotional intuition. Emotional intelligence isn't just about reacting. It's about reading between the lines of human behavior. Small diamond final thought. More than just touch. That one moment of contact might not be loud or obvious. But for those paying attention, it could mark the beginning of something far deeper. In a world flooded with words, the quietest messages often carry the most meaning. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video if you found insight here. Share it with someone who needs to hear the unspoken side of connection. And subscribe for more content that blends timeless psychology, modern strategy, and the wisdom that still matters. See you in the next one.